done. But I'm not the only one. In a dark place, I told some lies. But I'm not the only one. We all got secrets under the sun. In the shadows, we played the game. Now I'm standing here taking the blame. A lot of y'all was at the freak off too, so don't put it all on me. That's just the truth. I've been up and down this road trying to find my peace. Confessions of a man without a release. Oh, now, hey. In the mirror, I saw the truth hiding in plain view. I'm coming clean now, this burden to undo. We were all there dancing shadows in the night, acting wrong when we knew what was right. But deep inside, there's more you must see. In this room of mirrors, it's not just me. I walk this path with heavy chains, trying to shed those sins, erase the stains. I've seen the highs and the pushing low, fading in the spotlight. That's how it goes. Trying to clear the air, let the demons relieve. Every wrong turn and every mistake led me to this moment to let my soul quake. Plays a part in the shadows deep, lost in the game. These promises to keep.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Daily Vitamins. Now, as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so with that all being said, let's see who's in here. And by the way, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right, let me turn on my music. And let's see who is all up in here. All right, Nessa G, Sandra, Fat Boo, Brand Slayer TV, Keita B is in the house. All right, let's get into it. Auntie Leah. Okay, Dragon Lily, Roberta, Sheila is here. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Albie Chill is here. Okay. And so with that all being said, I see you, Desmond. All right. So everyone, please get the likes up. Don't forget, it doesn't cost you anything to like, share, and subscribe. Desmond says, hashtag you heard it here first. Yes, you absolutely did hear it here first. I want you all to pay attention. And also, I want you to also pay attention to the fact that I'm the first one you heard going in on Alex Spiro and calling him out as nefarious. Okay, and saying that he's the one to focus on, not Tony Busby, and that some of the things that he's accusing Tony Busby of, well, it looks like he himself is guilty of those same things. Now, what you'll have is some people who were doing the opposite, going in on Tony Busby and praising Alex Spiro, but now that they've seen my video, now they want to act like they're in the middle. Oh, I'm not going to call out either one of them. I'm going from both angles. Okay, please pay attention. Okay, please pay attention. This is what happens when you lack critical thinking skills. All right, so now with that all being said, let's get into it. Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Remember, you heard it here first. Please like and share this video. Y'all know the poor little queen is shadow banned, honey. All right, and at the end of the day, these bigger platforms love to steal my talking points. All right, and take the credit as if you heard it there first when nobody did. Okay, so before we get into this whole thing about the real reason that Jay-Z is acting like he doesn't know Diddy all of a sudden, I want you all to pay attention. It's very nefarious. And, you know, it all goes back to his attorney, Alex Spiro, who I told you was nefarious. Now, the thing that happened was when Alex Spiro was going in so hard in the paint on Tony Busby, I said, what is he up to? Why is he doing all of this? What is his angle here? What is his motivation? Does he have something to hide? What does Jay-Z have to hide? I had several questions is all I'm saying. So I started to dig into him. And here's one of the things that I found out, which I think that you'll also find interesting. Now, you may remember that the accuser, okay, the Jane Doe that has accused Jay-Z and Diddy of rape when she was 13. And again, we don't know if these allegations are true or false. Okay, I was able to substantiate some of the things that she said as being factual as it pertained to her saying J-Lo was there, saying that Eminem performed outside with a bunch of Eminem lookalikes and things like that. But here's the thing. This woman is autistic. And it's interesting that Alex Spiro and Jay-Z went in so hard in the paint. And now news just came in just minutes ago, about an hour or so ago, that I'll get into, that Jay-Z wants her now to reveal herself, wants her to not be allowed to continue under the guise of, or under the pseudonym of Jane Doe. Okay? He wants her anonymity to be exposed. Okay, so we'll get into that. But here's the thing that I found interesting is I did my deep dive into Alex Spiro. Now, I told you all that I thought it was very shady that he's doing business with these Turkish officials and that he's now a member of the board of directors. And if you missed that video, I did it earlier, so please go back and watch. But here's the thing. I also told you that this is all pertaining to a rideshare app, okay, that he's now involved in as the board of directors. And I'm just wondering how many shares that he has in this whole thing. And I told you also how some of these attorneys, you know, they'll basically barter their legal services. Well, I didn't tell you that earlier, but this is what I'm telling you now. They'll barter their legal services. You see, if there's something that allows for money to be made and there's some deals on the table, they'll say things like, well, you know what? Well, if you let me get in on this, then I'll give you free legal counsel should you ever need it. Or in some cases, much more sinister and nefarious, they'll say things like, well, you know, if you don't let me in on the deal, then guess what? I can always leak the information about what I know about you through a third party, as I told you earlier. But here's the thing. Now, remember, I told you guys also, you heard it here first, that Tony Buzbee knew what he was doing. I told you he had a trick up his sleeve. Okay, I told you that when he allowed that young lady to go and do that interview, he knew what he was up to. He wanted us all to know that she was autistic. Okay, he was setting the stage. I'm not saying that he's going to win this case because the bottom line is Jay-Z's not going to. Okay, Jay-Z is not going to jail at best. Jay-Z will lose some finances, but I've already told you that it's in the cards that I literally read. Jay-Z's not going to jail. And there's very good reasons for that. Now, but here's the thing that's interesting about Mr. Alex Spiro. I want you all to listen to his very impressive resume. I've already told you about the many celebrities like Mick Jagger, Jay-Z, Elon Musk, okay, Johnny Depp, Bobby Shmurda, Kanye West. Well, he kicked Kanye West to the curb. But all of these people that he has in fact represented, Megan Thee Stallion. But here's the thing that I'm sure you didn't know, because most people don't and wouldn't. Spiro has deep ties to England. Okay, having graduated from West Leslie High School in 2001. Okay, now he graduated from Tufts University and then went on to Harvard Law School in 2008. Now, according to his own biography on Quinn Emanuel Firm's website, Spiro studied biopsychology. He studied biopsychology. Why is that important when he's a lawyer? Why is it important that he studied biopsychology? Well, I'm so glad you asked. You see, he studied this and he worked at Harvard Psychiatric Facility, okay, McLean Hospital, where he supervised departments of an adolescent treatment facility and ran a program for, guess what? He ran a program for children with autism and Asperger's. I want you all to pay attention. He literally ran a facility, a treatment facility, and a program for children with autism and Asperger's. So I find that interesting, seeing as how the young lady that is now accusing Jay-Z and Diddy of raping her when she was 13 is someone who has autism. And I also told you all how Megyn Kelly and the other attorneys that she had on her panel, which I showed you yesterday, basically were saying, oh, she didn't have seizures due to stress. Oh, she's not having seizures. I'm not buying it. I want you all to pay attention to how the lamestream media is painting narratives here. And why are they painting narratives here? Because they favor Alex Spiro and Jay-Z rather than Tony Busby. You see, they keep talking about Tony Busby and him giving this woman venereal diseases and him doing all these nefarious things, bringing up his DUI, as I told you a week ago. Okay, they keep bringing up all of this as if these things are factual and actual about him giving this woman this STD. Okay, that is a lie. I told you why it's a lie when the woman says that he changed her medical records, because had he actually changed her medical records, she could easily have gone to her doctor and gotten another copy. But did she do that? No, she didn't. Okay, so I find it all very interesting. That woman's clearly lying on Tony Busby, and that lawsuit is in fact frivolous. Now, that's just my opinion. So with that all being said, just remember you heard that here first too, by the way. Now, the reason it's important is that if he was dealing and running a whole treatment facility that dealt with children with autism and Asperger's, don't you think it's interesting? Because wouldn't he know that the young lady who did that interview, rather than demonizing and vilifying her and calling her out on lies and BS that he claims, and then saying that her stories were inconsistent, which it was, but the point is, doesn't he know and understand why the story would be inconsistent? Because he's used to dealing with people who have the same illness that she has, okay, the same intellectual disability that she has. And also, as for Megyn Kelly and the people that were on her panel saying that, oh, she wasn't having seizures due to stress. I already proved to you that people who suffer from autism absolutely can have seizures due to stress, okay, due to their autism diagnosis. Now, with that all being said, I find it all very interesting that this man knows all about people with autism, but yet and still, he went on to go in on an accuser who suffers from exactly that. I told you all this guy was nefarious. I told you this is the person we should be keeping our eyes on, rather than Tony Busby. Okay? I want you all to pay attention. All right? Deronda said, indeed you did, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Red Wine Entertainment says, exactly, Queen. Sandra says, wow. But that's not just it. Let's continue. Now, remember that I told you guys that not only did he sign up to work with these Turkish officials, and then he's working with them on this rideshare app. He's now the board of directors. And like I said, I want to know how many shares he has in all of this. But this is a conflict of interest as far as I can see. How do you work with the same set of people, or the people that are under the same government that has been accused of doing dirt with your own client whom you're supposed to be defending? But even a bigger question is this. This rideshare app that they have, in my opinion, is supposedly something that they want to use to deplatform Uber. Okay? Because it does just about the same things and offers the same things that Uber offers. Why would they want to deplatform Uber? Well, I'm so glad you asked. You see, here's the thing. You know who is the person that's in charge of Uber? The person that's in charge of Uber is a man by the name of Tony West. Tony West, okay? This is the person in charge of Uber. And guess who he's married to? Guess who he's married to? Oh, you're going to love this. I promise you, you're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love it. Guess who he's married to? Kamala Harris's sister, Maya. Now, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, why does this have anything to do with anything? Why is this making sense? Well, again, I'm so glad you asked. Now listen to this. Maya Harris's husband, Tony West, responded to social media users thirsting over his wife by making it perfectly clear that she's off the market. West and Harris, the younger sister of Vice President Kamala Harris, married in 1998. Okay, 1998. Now, Maya, who was a senior advisor to Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential bid and was a national surrogate for the Biden-Harris ticket in 2020, became a standout star in the Democratic National Convention after her speech. Now, let's talk about this very carefully. Because you see, here's the thing. I want you all to pay attention because I'm going to make all of this add up. I've already connected these dots. Okay, make no mistake. So here's the thing. Now, this man, Tony West, who's in charge of Uber and makes a great deal of money in doing so. Let me pull up that receipt. Married to the sister of Kamala Harris. Why would that even be something that Alex Spiro cares about? Why would he want to become the board of directors and have a stake in a company that's directly against what they're doing and in fact is likely trying to deplatform them? Well, that's because let's not forget that Alex Spiro represents Elon Musk. He represents Elon Musk. And who is Elon Musk buddy and bros with and besties with all of a sudden? Donald Trump. Donald Trump. And who was Donald Trump's main opposition? Well, it was Kamala Harris. It was Kamala Harris. So if Elon Musk and Donald Trump don't like Kamala Harris, which I'm sure they don't, okay, and Alex Spiro represents Elon Musk and has supposedly allegedly done business with him in the past as it pertained to X when Elon purchased it until they had a falling out, but he's still representing him, mind you, as I told you on the last broadcast. So don't you think that just maybe Alex Spiro would want to be a part of anything that could deplatform or bring down the husband and the brother-in-law of Vice President Kamala Harris, whom Elon Musk nor Trump likes? Are y'all paying attention? Are y'all hearing this? Leon said the Queen is connecting the dots. Thank you, beloved. This is all so nefarious. I want you all to pay attention. Okay? I want you all to pay attention. Now, let's talk a little bit more about Tony West. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Remember, it doesn't cost you a single thing. And while I'm pulling up this next receipt, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so with that all been said, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes at Etsy.com. You can just look for Lisa Crafts, and you can also purchase it at Walmart.com. Now listen to this. Uber's top lawyer gets $10 million in pay after profitable year. So Tony West was also an attorney, just like Alex Spiro. Now, why is that important, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur? Well, again, I'm so glad you asked, because just like I told you on the last broadcast, I told you what these attorneys do. These attorneys will get their foot, get their clutches, okay, get their grip and their grasp into these corporations or these companies that are very profitable. And sometimes they'll barter and offer off their legal services. Sometimes they'll even, say, well, I'll do this and I'll do that if you don't. Okay, sometimes through threats and coercions, allegedly. Now, I'm not saying that's what Tony did or what Alex Spiro did. I'm just saying that that's sometimes how it all happens. Please pay attention. I told you I've worked with an attorney, specifically an attorney in real estate, who taught me all of these things that they in fact do. But let's talk about it, because Tony West's total compensation was mostly flat in 2023. Ex-deputies Tammy Albaran and Kerr Combs got new roles. Uber Technologies Inc.'s their chief legal officer, D. Anthony Tony West, received almost $10.4 million in compensation last year, when the company posted operating profits in 3 of 4 quarters. West received more than $7 million in stock awards, in addition to roughly $3.3 million in cash. A preliminary proxy statement filed March 15th shows this information. Now, the cash included more than $2.5 million in non-equity incentive plan compensation and $800,000 in annual base salary, according to the disclosure. West secured a landmark first-of-its-kind agreement with New York's Attorney General to give its drivers flexibility in their department or in their employment. This is what Uber said in the filing. That deal, a $328 million accord, reached with rival Lyft Inc. That has been upheld by both companies as a potential template for resolving other labor disputes. Now, that goes back to what I also said on the previous broadcast. I said, who's really running things here? Who's really running things in New York? Who's really running the game? Who's running the show? Is it Mayor Eric Adams, or is it these high-powered attorneys? Because it looks to me like these attorneys are running the whole show. Okay, and I want you to pay attention, as I also pointed out, and you heard that here first, how not only is Alex Spiro alleging that the prosecution at the Southern District of New York is leaking information publicly for a case that's very, very important, that could lead to the possibility of an unfair trial. But Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's attorney, has alleged the same exact thing. And in both cases, it looks like the judges really don't care. They're not doing anything about it. Okay? Now, the San Francisco-based ride-sharing giant has posted 3 straight quarterly operating profits, including the final period of 2023, when gross bookings of $37.6 billion exceeded analyst estimates. Okay, revenue increased 15% to $9.94 billion. This is what Uber reported in their fourth quarter results last month. Now, the brother-in-law of Vice President Kamala Harris, West, previously worked in the Obama administration as an assistant U.S. Attorney General in the Justice Department Civil Division. Yeah, him and Alex Spiro have some things in common. Okay, are they rivals? I would imagine that they absolutely are. Specifically because of him being Kamala Harris's brother-in-law. Okay, please pay attention. And there's another picture of him with his lovely wife, Maya Harris. Okay, so there's the Kamala Harris tie. But how is he connected to Tupac? Well, you know, the fact that he's tied to Tupac is the exact reason, in my opinion, that he's now trying to act like he doesn't want Jay-Z, or like Diddy and Jay-Z were never friends, and why Jay-Z's going right along with it. Let's talk about that too, because this is all so darn crazy. These people are nefarious. I want you all to pay attention. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Here's how he's connected to Tupac. And this, in my opinion, is absolutely the reason for the denial of Diddy and Jay-Z's friendship. Tupac Shakur's family, you see, they recently wanted to have an investigation back into the death of Tupac, and they wanted to see if Diddy had anything to do with it. Now, you heard you heard Moprim Shakur talking about the questions that they had. Tupac Shakur's family has hired lawyer Alex Spiro to uncover the alleged link of Sean Diddy Combs with the murder of the late rapper. Now, I want you to pause and think about that for a second, okay? Are y'all hearing this? Please pay attention. Don't let this go over your heads. And remember, yeah, you heard it here first, okay? Now, why is this important? Because imagine that. Alex Spiro is representing Jay-Z, who is tied to an allegation that is tied to Diddy. Meanwhile, Alex Spiro has also been hired by the family of Tupac to go after Diddy. Do y'all see the problem here? Doesn't that sound like another conflict of interest? Didn't I tell you guys this man is sketchy as hell? But this is why he's been pulling out all the stops to try to shame and blame and go in so tenaciously and relentlessly on Tony Buzz. Are y'all hearing this? Y'all hear this? Okay, do y'all see how this is problematic? Do y'all see? This is why. Okay, this is absolutely why he wants to say that Diddy and Jay-Z were never friends. Because what the hell does he look like representing Jay-Z while going after Jay-Z's own friend who's tied to an allegation that both of them have been involved in or have been accused in, shall I say. We don't know if they're involved. That's yet to be proven. Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all hearing this? The writer said a big problem, Queen. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is all crazy, but let's continue. Let's continue. Now, with that all being said, and shout out to Measured Man for telling me to find the connection, because Measured Man is the one who told me to look into Tony West and then connect the dots. And that's exactly what I did. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, here's the thing. Spiro has a very impressive career background, mostly because of his clientele consisting of multiple high-profile individuals who have trusted him with their respective cases. Alexander Benjamin Spiro was born and brought up in Boston. His mom was a clinical psychologist and his father worked as a dentist. He is the eldest of 4 siblings. However, he seemingly considered a career in psychiatry initially, enrolling in Tufts University to study biopsychology and graduated summa cum laude. He also reportedly worked at McLean's Hospital Adolescents in their adolescent psychiatric unit. And that's where he worked with children who have autism and Asperger's. So you don't think that he knew exactly why that young lady had inconsistencies in her story? You don't think that he knew that more likely than not she was a bit confused, or she just can't remember all the facts? And let's not leave out the fact that she claims that she was drugged. In 2008, the Boston native completed his further studies by receiving a Juris Doctorate from Harvard University. While he was in the program, he did a fellowship at the Central Intelligence Agency, working with the CIA. Don't y'all find that interesting? Now, I want y'all to pay attention because this is going to lead into something else that we're going to talk about on another live right after this. So with that all being said, Spiro's career in law has been nothing but impressive. He has successfully taken high-profile and controversial cases and also represented many famous figures, including Jay-Z, Elon Musk, and Alec Baldwin, as we already know. When it comes to famous cases, the Crazy in Love rapper and Roc Nation asked him to assist in the immigration case involving rapper 21 Savage in his arrest in 2019, when they were trying to ship him back to the UK. He also represented Alec Baldwin in the famous Rust case, in which the actor allegedly used a real gun for rehearsal at the set of the movie, resulted in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The case against Baldwin was dismissed in July. Now, along with representing Musk in several cases, he has also been a part of the legal team when the tech entrepreneur took over Twitter. Spiro also led the discussions of the layoff of employees during that time, per the website. The lawyer's list of clients also includes Mick Jagger, Bobby Shmurda, Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, that's a YouTuber who was in some trouble not so long ago or has some legal problems. Okay, and Aaron Hernandez, Robert Kraft, Don Lewis, Julian Edelman, and Charles Oakley. Apart from that, he has also prosecuted Rodney Alcala, who is famously known as the dating game killer, okay, accused of committing 2 murders in the 1970s in New York, according to the outlet. The public interest in Tupac's case has always been very high, so it will be interesting to see what kind of revelations may come forth. And let me tell you this, one of the reasons Tupac's family likely hired him is because he has a whole investigative team, very thorough investigators, and what they're known for doing is digging up dirt on people. You see, that's why I absolutely believe that they sent investigators, as Tony Busby said himself, to go and dig up dirt and try to find clients, former clients who would be willing to file frivolous lawsuits to go in on Busby. This is all just a distraction. So we're pointing a finger like, look over there, don't look over here. That's what he's doing. Him and Jay-Z. Look at them, don't look at us. We're not doing anything. Okay? That's what this is all about, as I told you all. Now, with that all being said, from the unversed and later artist who was shot in 1996, the person behind that has not been found, but according to Us Weekly, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested by Los Angeles police in September in connection to this. He was not accused as the one who pulled the trigger, but was reportedly described as a shot caller during a police press conference. Davis, who has pleaded not guilty, will face trial next year. Now, court documents obtained by News Nation suggest that Davis has previously alleged that Diddy offered up $1 million for the killing of Tupac. But the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department said to People magazine in July, Sean Combs has never been considered a suspect in the Tupac Shakur homicide investigation. They also stated to the outlet that he has not been charged with his link to the murder. Well, that's because Diddy was working for the feds, allegedly. That's because allegedly Diddy was a confidential informant. And if you're working for the feds, would the feds really be investigating you while you're actively working for them? I have several questions. Okay, which is another reason Jay-Z's not going to jail, in my opinion, because Jay-Z too has been accused and alleged to have been working with the feds. And then now we find out that his own attorney, Alex Spiro, was working with the C, I, and the A. I want you all to pay attention. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. I find this absolutely egregious. Now, with that all being said, this is all crazy. Mr. Measured Man says, we don't have your reach, but grateful we found you and have been trying to have people connect. We can spurge a little because we unsubscribe to a lot of the limiters that bite off you and make up stuff. Stone Mountain, Houston here. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's what everybody needs to do. Everybody who follows me, you need to stop following these other thieving people who are biting off my content and copying my talking points. Okay, when you know, and then taking the credit for it. Now, if they're shouting me out, that's one thing. But these people who are out here trying to act like they came up with this when I use my own critical thinking skills, these bigger platforms, and y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. We need not mention any of them by name. Please unfollow them. Okay, at the end of the day, why would you even want recycled news in the first place? Okay, please pay attention. Thank you, Measured Man, for your kind words, your insight into the topic, beloved, and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay? So with that all being said, this is all real crazy. And also, let me not leave out the fact that they actually called him, Eric Adams was called an idiot. And they said that he undermined his own defense. Then we're going to get into Jay-Z and why he wants the victim to be exposed. New York City Mayor Eric Adams' attorney is trying to get his federal bribery allegations dismissed by arguing that even if the mayor did accept gifts and favors from one Turkish official over the years, it didn't constitute bribery because it happened before Adams was elected mayor. So that's supposed to make it better. That's really asinine and stupid. That sounds as if, somebody killed somebody, right? Or no, I won't go that far. I will say that sounds as stupid as if somebody stole some money from somebody and then they became a police officer a couple of weeks later. And then they said, well, they may have been a thief, but they stole that money before they became a police officer where they were sworn to uphold the law. They still committed a whole crime is the problem with that. You see how this makes no sense? This man is an idiot as far as I'm concerned. Now, with that all being said, and you may say, well, if he's such an idiot, how'd he get all these clients? Well, at the end of the day, he's clever. And as I've told you all before, clever doesn't have anything to do with being intellectual. Clever is just a person, in my opinion, who's crafty, sneaky, and knows how to be deceitful and conniving or better than most. Okay, and those are all low vibrational traits. Now, with that all being said, Alex Spiro, Adams' attorney with a long list of celebrity clients, argued in a filing that the bribery charge against Adams should be dismissed. He argued that the alleged scheme did not satisfy the definition of bribery because his agreement to receive free and discounted travel and accommodations from a senior Turkish official was not quid pro quo in exchange for an official act. Rather, Spiro argued that Adams' indictment simply alleged that he had agreed to generally assist with the operation or regulation of a Turkish consulate building in Manhattan, where he had no authority whatsoever in exchange for travel benefits. Spiro cited the Supreme Court's ruling in Schneider v. United States in June, which found that it is not illegal under federal anti-bribery law for state and local officials to accept gratuities for acts they have already taken. This decision, which overturned the conviction of former Indiana mayor, substantially weakened the government's ability to pursue federal anti-bribery complaints and challenge corruption. Now, according to the indictment, Adams had been receiving benefits in the form of travel perks and strawman donations long before the Turkish official allegedly tried to cash in on them. But Spiro argued that because one favor did not directly result in another, Adams' alleged behavior does not constitute bribery, as the government accused him of in his indictment. So he's basically admitting that Adams did this stuff, but he shouldn't be punished for it because he wasn't even the mayor? How does that make sense? You're literally telling on your client, sir. You're literally telling on your client. You're literally going against your own case, in other words. During a press conference, Spiro tried to downplay the allegations against Adams while seeming to confirm that the mayor had in fact received travel perks as alleged. Okay, admitting to it. In the events in question, Mayor Adams was the Brooklyn Borough president. He was not the mayor. He wasn't even the mayor-elect, and the position of Brooklyn Borough president does not have vast powers. It has, frankly, very little. So what if he was accepting bribes and gratuities? He wasn't even the mayor-elect. So just let it ride? Is that what he wants them to do? This man sounds nefarious. Spiro made no mention of allegations that those very same Turkish officials who had allegedly given Adams so many freebies had helped to illegally fund his incendiary his ascendancy to a higher office. Okay, pay attention. How does he think that he became mayor? You see the problem with that? You see how his thinking is flawed? Clearly wasn't using critical thinking skills at that point. Okay, because if they were giving him these campaign donations, okay, and if they were giving him these freebies and all these things, that's how he got to be where he is. Doesn't he understand that? That's why he was getting these campaign donations, because he was campaigning to be the mayor. Adams, who was once lauded as the future of the Democratic Party, has been charged with one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. And also, remember this morning when we talked about how Trump supposedly said that he would do Adams a favor, that he would possibly pardon Eric Adams? Why would Trump do that? Well, because Trump is besties with Elon Musk, who is represented by Alex Spiro, who is Eric Adams' what? Please pay attention. Attorney. You see how all these people are connected and intertwined and intertangled, or how they intermingle with one another? So goes on to say, Adams was once lauded as the future of the Democratic Party, has been charged with one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals. He was also charged with one count of wire fraud, 2 counts of solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, and 1 count of bribery. What do y'all have to say about all of this? What do you all have to say about all of this? This is absolutely nefarious, okay? Because for one, now you see how all of these people are working together, allegedly. Okay? Now you see how they're all working together. Because for one, Eric Adams was like supposed to be the big thing for the Democratic Party. Well, Trump's not a Democrat. Trump's always going in on the Democrats. And so why would he be so willing to pardon somebody who's a Democrat? Y'all see how that goes? Please pay attention. At the end of the day, AJ Matthews says the richest man in the world would never go to jail, point blank. Tell you what, Jay-Z's not going. Now let's talk about Jay-Z. Let's talk about it, because Jay-Z now has a new reason why he wants his alleged victim to lose anonymity. Okay, anonymity. Okay, and here's why. Jay-Z and his lawyer, Alex Spiro, believe that the alleged great victim has forfeited her right to anonymity after conducting a very public interview with NBC News. In a motion filed before Christmas caught by All Hip Hop, the legendary rapper's legal team argued that Jane Doe positioned herself in the public eye by giving the interview with the outlet, undermining her need to remain anonymous. Saying by choosing to participate in a public interview with NBC News, Jane Doe has deliberately placed herself in the public eye, undermining any claim that anonymity is necessary to protect her well-being. I don't know if that's absolutely true, because for one, she was still anonymous on the news. She didn't show her face. All we saw was a silhouette, her hands, and heard her voice. So I'm sorry, but people have done this plenty of times before. Now, this imbalance unfairly harms Mr. Carter by allowing unverified accusations to damage his reputation while shielding the accuser from similar scrutiny. Well, you know, I'll remind you guys again how Jay-Z's nothing but a hypocrite, because when he filed that lawsuit against BuzzFeed in the first place, he too used a pseudonym. He too didn't want anyone to know who he was. He wanted his identity to be shielded. Okay? And it was BuzzFeed who brought out his name after Jay-Z tried to play hardball. Now, Jane Doe still maintained her anonymity during the interview, with the camera avoiding showing her face. Speaking with the outlet, she further claimed that Jay-Z and Diddy allegedly raped her at an MTV Video Music Awards after party in the year 2000, when she was 13 years old. Spiro argues that her comments during the interview showed several inconsistencies in her story, saying that her statements in the NBC interview directly conflict with key elements of her lawsuit, highlighting the lack of corroboration and credibility in her claims. Well, they absolutely did. There's no lie there, and there's no denying it there. But Mr. Spiro, since you worked with people and children specifically who have autism, and she was at one point an autistic child. And if these allegations against Diddy and Jay-Z are true, and I'm not saying that they are, but if they in fact are, this would mean that she was a 13-year-old with autism and who claims that she had been drugged on the night in question. So how would she remember all of these things again? And was her father paid off? Did someone offer her father money to suddenly forget any of this ever happened? Okay. The father did say that, in fact, he remembers picking her up in the middle of the night, but it was local. Well, here's the thing. Maybe it was local. Maybe she wasn't living in Rochester at the time. Maybe they had moved. Who knows? At the end of the day, I find it all very interesting. Okay, because here's my question. If the father remembers picking her up in the middle of the night, you mean to tell me that this grown man who's a father didn't have questions as to why his 13-year-old autistic daughter wanted him to pick her up in the middle of the night? Maybe he's trying to act like he doesn't remember because that makes him look bad. As a father, your 13-year-old autistic daughter is miles away, 5 hours away, and you had to go and pick her up after something so traumatic happened, allegedly, and you didn't report it to the police yourself, sir? Maybe that's why he's acting like he doesn't remember anything. Maybe he was paid off. Maybe he was on some sort of substance abuse, that he doesn't remember. But the fact that he admitted that he did, in fact, pick her up once, at least one time in the middle of the night, but that was local. So does that make it sound better, sir? You didn't worry why a 13-year-old autistic child is out there to fend for themselves in the dark of night, in the middle of the night, and you had to go pick them up? Are y'all seeing how this is all real crazy? Are y'all hearing this? What kind of parent was he and is he? Okay? Because she says to this day, they're still always arguing. Why are you arguing with your autistic daughter? I just have several questions, but let's continue. So Joe originally made her allegation against Jay-Z in an amendment to a prior lawsuit she filed against Diddy earlier this year. Afterward, Jay quickly came out with a statement vehemently denying the allegation. He's since gone as far as to take legal action against Joe's lawyer, Tony Busby, in response. Wonder who put him up to that. I wonder whose bright idea that was. Okay, again, like I told you guys, they used similar tactics when they tried to use the shadow RICO against John Gotti's lawyer, and they got him off that case. Okay, they got him kicked out of the trial. I want y'all to pay attention. Okay, they just basically shadowed the RICO Act, made it look like he was involved in it, but they didn't charge him with RICO, but they certainly got him kicked off that case. Is that what you're trying to do here, Mr. Alex Spiro? Okay, Mr. Alexander Benjamin Spiro, I have several questions. All right, now he accused the attorney of extortion, which Busby has denied. There was no extortion. There was no extortion, as I told you all, and you heard it here first. Okay, at the end of the day, it is commonplace for lawyers to send letters asking for mediation. Okay, so you can sit down and talk and hash things out. It is also bullcrap that he's asking him for defamation, that Jay-Z's suing him for defamation, okay? Because like I told you all, and I heard a little mockingbird mocking my talking points again, but I told you guys already days ago that defamation, how are you going to sue an attorney for defamation for filing a lawsuit at the behest of their client who told them that you did exactly what the lawsuit says, okay? So at the end of the day, sit down somewhere, Jay-Z and Alex Spiro. Okay, that's what they both need to do. And by the way, let's talk about Beyonce for a second before I roll out of here. Did y'all notice during Beyonce's halftime performance that she threw up the devil horns? Did y'all notice? Anybody once in the chat, if you noticed that Beyonce threw up the devil horns? Anybody notice that? I think Beyonce's a whole witch. I think Jay-Z's in cahoots with whole witches like Marina Abramovich, okay, Michelle Lammy. I think that they're both nefarious. I don't know if he's guilty of what he's been accused of thus far, but I absolutely believe that he's guilty of some things that he wants to remain hidden and buried, okay? And I don't even know if his attorney, Alex Spiro, understands the gravity or even knows to the extent of the nefariousness of his own client, Jay-Z. Okay? I just want you all to pay attention. All right? So some of you are saying yes, some are saying no. Yes, she threw up the devil horns. Okay, Bafflements, anyone? Please pay attention. Okay, so with that all being said, that's right. Michelle said she did several times. Okay, I find it all interesting. Measure Man says, the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show, we put up a video, put a video up with Anton and celebrities explaining them, and unseen video of them praying to Lucifer behind stage. Well, here's the thing. At the end of the day, beloved, our niggas official says I can't support her if she's with Jay-Z. Okay? Lady Libra said I didn't watch her performance. All right? So with that all being said, Toxic Therapist said a hater. Are you calling me a hater? Not Ron the Truth said I didn't even watch it, Queen. I didn't either, but I saw her holding up the devil horns. I absolutely saw that because someone showed a clip of it. So I did see that part. But I tell you what, this is all so crazy. At the end of the day, I want you all to pay attention. Because I absolutely believe that they're both nefarious. And I think that at the end of the day, like I told you, Alex Spiro's trying to get Busby taken off this case. Busby is a threat to him. Busby's a problem to him. People can say what they want about Tony Busby not vetting that young woman properly. Tony Busby making excuses and saying someone else vetted her. I don't believe that. I already told you guys I didn't believe that from day one. Busby already said at that press conference he was going to vet these people, okay, and they were going to have them vetted and all of that, and he would have taken on you think he would have taken on a case that he didn't think was credible to some degree at least? Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. Okay, everyone please like, share, and subscribe. All right, don't forget you heard it here first. As far as I'm concerned, the official reason why Alex Spiro and Jay-Z are trying to act like Diddy and Jay-Z were never friends is because Alex Spiro is on the one hand defending Jay-Z, and on the other, he's already been enlisted to go after Diddy. Okay? To make a connection and a direct link between Diddy and the murder of Tupac. So how does that look? Clearly a conflict of interest. Okay? Clearly a conflict of interest. So with that all being said, everyone please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. All right. Be sure to click that notification bell. Click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. I have another exclusive. I have several more exclusives. I may go live again tonight. If I do, it'll be later on. And I want you all to keep your notifications on just in case. Maybe I'll wait till in the morning. But whatever I come back and tell you guys, I promise you, you're going to have heard it here first, just like this. Okay. Bubba says, fantastic show. Dots connected. Thank you, beloved. Odd Negroes Official says, thanks, Queen. Great job as usual. Thank you. Okay. Brita said, Diddy going to start singing though. All right. Measurement said, yeah, YouTube tripping with the notifications. Well, here's the thing, beloved. Like I told you guys the other day, if you want me to email you the notifications or the links, basically, just send me your email. Okay, send an email to QueenAhmadiyyahShakur@gmail.com and just put in the subject email list. That's all you need to put. You don't have to write me anything long or whatever. Just put email list in the subject and send it to QueenAhmadiyyahShakur@gmail.com, and I'll send you the link before I start the lives. Okay, Claudette says Spiro is looking at the bag. Yes, of course he is. All he's doing is just draining Jay-Z's pockets. And Jay-Z doesn't even have sense enough to realize it. Because that's exactly what's going on here. Okay? That's exactly what's going on here. Now, I'm not saying that he's not working to help him, but at the same time, he's using all these tactics, filing all this BS against Busby, which is not going to get him anywhere. Okay? Him filing paperwork against Busby is not going to help him win the case for Jay-Z, which he just may win the case for Jay-Z, but at the end of the day, him filing all this paperwork against Busby, that's not going to have anything to do with it. Rest assured on that. All right? So, thank you, Odd Negroes Official. Okay, so I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives.
hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me?